Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and tech and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, so we do have a bit of news today, so let's get to it. And I want to let you guys know that we are going to be having some videos on the Pixel Fold and Pixel Tablet coming later this week, as well as a 3D tablet that's from a sponsor. And honestly, as much as a person that I have never been too big of a fan of 3D, certain aspects of this one really impressed me. So I'll leave it at that. And now let's get to it. Alright. Now, first bit of news, guys, is going to be the Galaxy Tab S9. We are seeing the pricing and specs leak in full. So, in terms of it, all of them are going to have the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor. So, all of them will have that as opposed to the Gen 1 that last year's model had. Not too big of a difference there, I feel like. I'm not, wowed by that as much. They are going to get some bumps up in RAM depending on the model you are going to get. So the Tab S8, Tab S8 Plus, and Tab S8 Ultra had different abilities to upgrade your RAM. I didn't feel the need to because the standard Tab S8 Ultra came with 12 gigs of RAM. I could have upgraded that to be more and have it be, 16 gigs of RAM. And this is going to give you that same option. So for the Tab S9, it can go up to 12 gigs. The Tab S9 Plus can go up to 16, as well as the Tab S Ultra. So all of them will be able to have that. You are going to get still the fingerprint scanner, and you are going to get the upgraded generations of Wi-Fi. So the last one had Wi-Fi 6. This one's going to have Wi-Fi 6E. Still no Wi-Fi 7 on most Android electronics, what we've seen so far. Bluetooth 5.3, so that's a little bit better. And everything else is basically the same. Then when it comes to cameras, again, we're getting very similar to last time around. You are getting a 13 megapixel rear and a 12 megapixel front facing camera. However, the Plus will have a 12 ultra wide, and the S9 Ultra is going to have not only one 12 megapixel, but two, having that notch unfortunately still carry on. Not so happy about. But it's there. It's honestly probably the biggest thing I do not like about my daily driver tablet, and that being the Tab S8 Ultra. I love that it's a 14.6 inch OLED display. Absolutely love it. It is the best multimedia device on the market. You can bring up anything against it, and it is going to beat it. For multimedia watching, I don't think there's anything else better, literally, out there on the market. Just its OLED quality, everything it has to offer, it's really good. But I will say the biggest thing against it is just that notch. Now, the thing is that we are going to see a slight bump in some of the batteries. I believe the Tab S9 and the Tab S Ultra is slightly bigger, adding that 400 and 200, so slightly, like I said. And I believe that was about the same as before for the Plus variant. However, the interesting thing is that we are seeing a water resistance rating added to a tablet. I think for one of the first times. I can't think, correct me if I'm wrong, if we've had another tablet besides an active rugged tablet be water and dust resistant. Not that I can remember, at least. And, that is there. But I don't know if that's going to get the needle moving per se in terms of a lot more people buying this. I think the biggest thing that everyone's probably going to be interested in is how are the pricing going to be. Now, I have to definitely check because I'm trying to remember what the prices were when it first was released. Because this seems a little high to me compared to last year's models with the Tab S8s. Tab S9 coming in at $930, so $930 will be the most likely variant of it that's going to be available. Tab S9 Plus going to be $1,149. Typically, again, that does equivalent to the same amount in dollars, so $1,149 will most likely be the starting price for that one. And the Ultra is going to be at $1,369. Now, I can't remember, and I didn't have time to look it up before this video, but I'm very curious if when it released, the Tab S9 Ultra, if it released to $13.99 or $12.99, because I felt like it was one of those. I don't think it was 13 like 49 or something like that, but I could be wrong. If anyone does have it available to go ahead and check that out, let me know and drop it in the comments section what it released as. Currently, the Tab S8 Ultra has dropped down all the way to $10.99 as a regular price, and I believe it's even on sale for the whole Prime Day bonanza for $100 less, so $9.99. Because obviously the new ones are going to be released in less than a month. Great time to buy one, by the way, if you want to get, because as of right now, I don't really know if I'll recommend these for it. Like, I just don't see that this is, you know, we've talked about this being the last of Samsung's current regime. The regime change is next year, and there is going to be changes made to Samsung as a company, and especially in the telecommunications division next year. This is the last of the old regime, and quite frankly, it's very relaxed. Like, I don't see a big reason why I would recommend someone buy a Galaxy Tab S Fold 5 or any of the Tab S9s when, for if this is true, right now you can get a Tab S8 Ultra with the same specs, minus the waterproofing and minus the Snapdragon Gen 2, and instead getting the Snapdragon Gen 1. So it's really not much of a downgrade, quite honestly. Better battery life, I would say, is the biggest thing, which is great. I mean, you know, but mine lasts over 10 hours, no problem, on whatever I do to it, really. Unless I'm doing some, you know, strong emulation with Dolphin Emulator or something along those lines. Like, nothing cuts it really more than 9 hours. Like, it lasts a long time. So for $400 less, before this even comes out, like, I don't know why I would recommend it. And even myself, I struggle to think, you know, unless Samsung gives me a heck of a trade-in, like, I need over $1,000 for my Tab S8 Ultra, and then maybe I'll get the Tab S9 Ultra. But as of right now, I don't see myself upgrading. But let me know what you guys think. I think take the price cut in Samsung's current S8 tablets that will probably drop even further a month from now. And I would do that, quite frankly, as of right now. But who knows? Maybe we'll see something different as time comes on. I'm very curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on that. Are you interested in the Tab S9 Ultras or Tab S9, Tab S9 Plus, any of them? Or at these prices starting at $930 all the way to $1,400? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. All right. This is kind of cool. So if you have jumped on the new app that has come out this week and kind of blown up, and if you guys want my opinion on Threads, let me know in the comment section. I'll talk more about it. But basically, Threads is Meta or Facebook or Instagram's version of Twitter, right? So that's essentially what it is. But it is missing quite a few things. And the idea that Meta has said was that they wanted to make a solid, good app first, and then they're going to start adding everything. That being said, Android and iOS have a way of doing beta testing. Android, I would say, is much easier. With iOS, you have to do like a flight, you have to download a separate app called Flight Time and do all this kind of stuff. I know this because I'm a developer, so when I had to beta test my own app, I had to do it different ways, and Android definitely makes it easier to beta test for sure. And because of that, you can beta test right now, and the really cool thing is it has a lot more features that they're currently testing. Not all of them are on the beta currently, but these are things that Meta has said that they are working on, currently testing out. And it's a lot of must-needed things, I would say, for sure. So feed that you can only includes accounts you follow. I think that's the biggest thing right now. Now, I get why you might want to pad it out for the moment. Now, currently, there's no ads. There's no ads on Threads, so that's a really great thing about it, right? They will make ads, but they said they're not going to till they reach I believe it was 1 billion active users, which sounds like a lot. Obviously, Facebook and Instagram have passed that long, but that's double TikTok. Or not double TikTok, double Twitter. So in that vein, it's actually kind of impressive because it's double Twitter that they have to get to before they're going to monetize, or at least they say. You can, on the beta they're testing out, deleting Threads account without deleting Instagram. This is a big thing that a lot of people were worried about. Like, wait, what? You can't delete your Thread account unless you also delete your Instagram account. Quite frankly, I don't see why a lot of people were upset, because like, you could just stop using Threads, right? You could just stop using it. If you're worried about the account information they got from you, what have you shared there that you're not sharing on Instagram? What are you sharing on there that you're not sharing on Facebook, or, all their platforms? Like, I just don't see it being that much of a difference. Improving the search functionality. Right now, search is very limited, I would say, on there. So I'm very happy about that. Editing a thread. Obviously, Twitter took forever, and you have to pay for it to edit it. So if you can edit a thread as is, that's great. Thread translation, I think that's a really big thing. If you have people you follow that speak other languages, that's a really big thing. Multiple account support. This would be important for me because I'm no longer a social media manager at Newegg, but when I was, I would have my own account and then just click 2 buttons and switch to another account. I could do this for all of the platforms, including TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of them. But you can't do it currently with Threads as of right now. So very happy to see that. And one of the biggest misses, I would say, is for sure hashtags. Like, hashtags are just something that it's very weird that they're not on there. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that hashtags do not work on a platform, because I do think it makes it easier for discover things you're more interested in. But of course, also people messed it up for a lot of us. So I can see both sides on that one. But let me know what you guys think. Are you happy no hashtags are currently there? Have you downloaded Threads, and are you following YouTube Tech Guy at YouTube Tech Guy? I'm same everywhere at YouTube Tech Guy, any platform. So if you haven't already, follow me there too. Okay, but yeah, so it's pretty simple just to sign up. Basically, you just become a tester. You can do this on your phone. If you go to the Play Store, there is a beta section, so you can become a tester for Threads, and then you did it. I have done it, and I'm excited to see what new things I can use it for. So very happy about that. All right. Google beta testing new Pixel call screen. So the idea behind it is, Pixel has had call screening for a while, which I find it funny because I think it was Linus who Luke was talking to on the chat after the video posted. But Linus was like, this phone screening thing is like the best feature ever, and Apple has it. And like, this is awesome. This is so cool. To his knowledge, he did not know Android could have it, and Pixels have for a couple of years now, and it's coming out on the next iOS update. So like most things, in the ecosystems, most things come from the other ecosystem. Most new things have come from other ecosystems for a while now. There's not a lot of originality because, most companies will do 1 or 2 new things, and then the rest are copying what someone else did that worked really well. So this has been around for a while, but now it's going to use more conversational AI, which is kind of interesting to really find out, like, okay, well, what do you want to talk to this person about? And the whole idea behind this, I thought Linus did a really good job of bringing it up in a certain way. It's kind of like having a answering machine from back in the day where you could screen your call and see if you want to talk to the person and then pick up or not. I have used it once or twice now on my Pixel for unknown numbers, but most of the time it is spam and they just hang up. So I'm cool with this feature. I'm very curious on how the conversational AI will come more about, but I think it is a really good feature to have, so that, again, while someone is kind of leaving a voice message, you can instead, while they're leaving that voice message, call or answer the call because you're actually interested in talking to that person. Again, very much like answering machines of old and when you screen them. Right now, if you saw someone leave a voicemail, you see the voicemail and then call back. This, you can just literally pick up the call during their voicemail. And I'm very curious to see if this will go to more phones than the Pixel and others that have that advantage. But yeah, very curious to see how they'll keep going. All right, and in some downside news, we had already heard reports that Samsung was waiting for Apple to announce their XR system before they would launch their own. And it looks like they are going back and reassessing what they need to have and what they don't need to have after Apple announced their Vision Pro. No one's talking to you, Google. All right. But yeah, so this is a very, it's postponed till early 2024. So if anything, we hear about these, we're going to hear about them at the earliest with the S24 launch, and at the latest, most likely, with the Fold 6 launch in 2024. Either way, it's going to be 2024. It's going to be early or later. That will have to remain to be seen. Quite frankly, I really don't care about the XR version like how Apple's Vision Pro has it. I don't care about the Vision Pro style headset anymore. That's VR. That's VR. I'm more interested in the mixed reality where I can either connect to, it can be a secondary screen, which I currently have right now with my, I think it's in my bag. Oh no, here it is. I'm currently rocking right now with this Virtue one. And I really like this in terms of, like, when I travel, I think this could replace having a tablet, because this is the regular way to use it, and I can see through it and see the screen and all of that stuff, and I can connect it. Probably best experience that I've had with this is gaming. So playing this with my Steam Deck was a great experience, and I really liked it with that. So this was a good experience for that aspect. However, I did just cover it up most of the time, which kind of is counterintuitive to what I said about, like, I don't care about VR as much, because essentially when these are covered, it's VR. But what I really am interested in, as opposed to this kind of system, which is cool and it has its place, is I'm more interested in something like this, where these are basically earbud glasses that have my prescription built in, that I use on a daily basis when I'm not wearing my contacts, and I absolutely love using them. So with those, I like that concept a lot more. The only thing I want is, I can add a little bit more weight to this, and I'm okay with a little bit more, not too much more, granted, but so that I can have an AR display on here and I can see stuff, and that is more what I'm interested in out of the whole XR reality. By the way, XR is just basically AR and VR put together. So anything that can do both is typically called XR, instead of just virtual reality or augmented reality, which is reality on top of what you're seeing. I really am, the biggest downside for me this year was that Google kind of let go of a lot of people that were in charge of that division, because I think, Google Glass was ahead of its time, and now that I think there's more checks and balances and that kind of thing, I think that they can make something much better. And I mean, they still were far ahead of the technology from anyone else, but they bought the company that did AR the best, which was Focals by North. North was the company. They were bought by Google, and they created a Focals headset that I absolutely loved when it was active. Unfortunately, when Google bought it, they literally killed it Like it does not work anymore. I still have it just for as a keepsake, but that is one thing that like I really do wish that, you know, we still had around. But yeah, that's just something that I miss. All right, guys. Now let's get to your questions. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask in the comments section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. I'm going to just brighten this up just a little bit more. Okay. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and see what your guys' questions are. Howdy, how's it going? Going pretty good. Going pretty good. Wow, you can talk fast. I guess I can. I've never thought about myself as a fast talker, but if anything, I think I take too long pauses sometimes. But I guess everyone has a different kind of trait when it comes to talking. Is it worth upgrading to the Galaxy Watch 5 Ultra to the Galaxy Watch 5 6? Any news on the Buds 3 Pro? So no, I don't. Unfortunately, I do not have what. Oh, this is the Pixel tablet pen. Unfortunately, as of right now, I cannot say if it's worth upgrading to the new watch. The biggest thing that I think will be the determining factor for me with the Galaxy Watch 6 Pro versus the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro is it going to be a smaller battery? Because that is the rumor right now. And if that is true, it's going to be hard because I loved having 2-day battery life again, and I could typically get by not charging it one day and even get to the 3rd day typically with my watch. So going back to charging every night is not something I would look forward to, but I don't know. I do have a watch charger at work now, which makes it a little bit better off, but I like the fact that I don't have to charge it in 2 days, and on the 3rd day at work, I just charge it while I'm at my desk anyway, and then like, oh, okay, now I'm done, now I can go walk, and it, you know, it charges fairly quick. Like it charges like to 50% in no time, and then even to 100% after like an hour, I feel like. So I have no problem with the charging speed, but I just wish, I don't know if I could recommend a lower battery life unless you don't mind charging it every night. Then the return of the physical bezel is the biggest temptation for me. Not gonna lie on that. All right. Oh yes, thank you, Quiet Storm. So Quiet Storm did leave the video. I'm gonna repost it here too, just so you guys have it. This is the video where we're doing a giveaway right now. If you haven't entered, please enter. We still have less than 100 entries, which is like the lowest amount. I know I haven't done a giveaway for a while, but guys, this is like I can't believe that we only have less than 100. Like we have usually done like over 300 to 500 entries when I used to do giveaways back in the day. So please enter. Like it's a free, great sound bar. Like please enter. And I would be very happy for you guys to be able to enter and hopefully win, because again, I mean, less than 100 right now, so 1 out of 100 is pretty good odds for any kind of giveaway. I don't think you would ever get those kind of odds for any kind of giveaway for most cases, so please enter. So one of you guys can win. I would love it if one of you guys watching this right now won. So yeah, enter away. And most of you guys are already subscribed too, so it's like it's not that much of a barrier of entry. It's just like verifying that you are subscribed and you're good to go. Do giveaways extend to international delivery? No, DJ. Unfortunately, it's not, and this isn't my policy. It's the company's policy, Enclave's policy. For it, they said only U.S., so that's all that I can do it. Basically, I'm not shipping it myself as well. I think I said that in the video, in the description, or in the terms and conditions, but I am basically giving them the information and they are shipping it to you guys. I don't foresee any bad thing for them shipping it instead of me. If anything, that'll probably mean that it's going to be the best packaged way of getting it. But if there is, I mean, like if there's any bad thing, I'll definitely step in, but I see it as, you know, it should be fine for sure. All right. Let's see. I'm happy with my 8 Ultra tablet. I am too. I couldn't be happier with it. Like I have no interest in upgrading right now. Maybe it'll change when I see it. But like, do I need water resistant in my tablet? I don't know. I never have, but maybe I do. Let's see. No notches allowed. Ricky's notch excluded. Yes, my notch is the only notch that's acceptable here. I'm still loving my Tab S8 Plus. Yeah, I don't see anything bad with those tablets right now at all. Speaking of apps, has ChatGPT gone to Android yet officially? No, it is not. I did have the video where I showed you guys how to use ChatGPT like an app, and that is still the main way to do it. So yeah. I downloaded Threads, been using it. What do you guys think of Threads? Let me know. For anyone that has downloaded it, like you, let me know what you guys think of it. I found you there. Yes, I'm glad you followed me there too. I honestly, I am the point. Like, I'm using Twitter still for some DMing, with other influencers, but I've not really. I don't think I've posted on Twitter since I started Threads. Maybe I did. Maybe I copy and pasted one post. But yeah, I'm not too opposed to switching to that one. Question: I got a copyright claim on one of my videos on YouTube. Is that a bad thing? It depends on the copyright claim is the best answer I can give you. Tell me what it entails, and I can tell you how bad it is. Sometimes it just, a copyright claim isn't the worst thing. It's a copyright strike that is the worst thing. So a copyright claim just means you have to be more careful about what you're doing or how you're doing it. And you can always go opposing it as well, and that possibly might lead you to being okay. Like, hey, I was fully in my right to use, this song because it is free use for this song. Here is where they posted its free use for the song. That is something I've had to do before, and I won the claim. So that is an example of it. But yeah, so that's just giving an idea. Let me see. Hold on one second. All right. Not sure I want to join Threads. I'm not on TikTok either. My favorite is Instagram and YouTube. Love making reels. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone for sure. I think it just is, if you want to be on there. I really did like Twitter back in the day when it was more of like finding out what's going on in the world, and then came the dark times. So yeah, no, and unfortunately, yeah, I mean, look, for the past before Elon, like for the past like 5+ years, I want to say it's been more toxic than helpful, I would say. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that. Like I really try to only stick to my follows, and I can't tell you how many times that I've been on Twitter, I've typed out a comment and then deleted it and didn't post that. I try to follow something, and I'm curious what you guys think about this. So when it comes to social media, I have tried to do one thing, and I don't always succeed at it. I will grant that. Like sometimes I do go on a rant or whatever, stuff like that, right? But I've tried to always do one thing when it comes to social media. Is me leaving this comment just going to either bum someone out, anger them, or just add negativity? And that thinking that way has stopped me from doing a lot of posts. Sometimes if it's a person, even if it's a person like sometimes talking like mess about Android, right? I lean Android over iOS. I respect iOS. I like a lot of their features, not for me. And I more always can't stand the lack of knowledge of Android. That's literally the reason I started this channel, was for the lack of knowledge that people made videos about Android and did not know what they were talking about. Because they used it for a week and that was the only time they ever used an Android device, and they went right back to an iOS device. I thought that was bad. And, here 11 years later, and I am still making content, and I've expanded content beyond mobile. But that is one thing that just, I was thinking of. So, with that being said, that is a very, interesting thought of the whole experience. I will say that I'm very curious to see where Threads is going to end up, but that's just always something that I've tried to do when it comes to social media, is like, is this post or is this comment that I make just going to add to the negativity or add negative sentiment? And if it does, why should I even do it? Because it might benefit me in that moment to leave it, but then if they antagonize me back, then it's a cycle. So that's just kind of what I try to do when it comes to social media. Is this comment, post, or whatever just going to be negative as a response to someone else? And that's, I just say no. Now, I still will do post on my own thread or on my own Twitter, right, of my thoughts, but I just don't comment to others if it's only going to be negative now. At least I try not to. I do not always succeed. All right. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions loaded. Everybody drink. Oh, I think we had a spammer in the chat. Thank you so much, Quiet Storm, for taking care of that. Always appreciate you. All right, let's see. Question. Oh, yeah, about the copy strike. Met with a T-Mobile rep at GameStop. Wait, what? A T-Mobile rep at GameStop? Were they weren't working there, or were they working both jobs? I'm curious. He told me to pass the Moto Razr and get the Flip 5. It'll be better. What do you think? I think a lot of people, have always liked Samsung over Moto in terms of an interface, in terms of its extra features. As I said recently, and I don't think I ever said that before that video came out, that the Pixel Fold is the first time I have left Samsung as my daily driver for my main phone line, like my main private line that no one else, or I hope no one else has. I have a work line that, is probably a lot of places on the internet and all that kind of stuff, because every time I sign up for anything, that's the phone number I use, and all that kind of stuff. So that is, probably out there. But that is one thing that, like, I've never done. I've never had a phone make me want to do it, because two things have really kept me on Samsung. I'll say three things. The three best features I would say that Samsung has that keeps me on Samsung instead of other Android. Four features. The first one is link sharing. Link sharing is a genius way of being able to share large files, including videos, including whatever I want, to anyone else, or even to myself and my other devices within 24 hours, and I can grab it as long as it's under 5 gigs. I'm good. That is awesome. It is so awesome, and I've used it so many times. So that's one. The second thing is they have a superior split screen. So Samsung, you can move that little bar on the split screen a little bit, any which way, up or down, left or right. No other version of Android can do that. Both ways. Most versions of Android can do that with horizontal, but not all, including even like the new Pixel tablet. You can't do that. But you couldn't do it the other way. You couldn't do it on portrait. You can't move it up all the way down, like just a little bit. So yeah, that is something unique to Samsung. That's the second one. Third, split screen pairs. I use split screen on a daily basis. So split screen pairs is a very important thing to me, and that is something that Samsung has that no other, actually that's not true. Sony has it as well. But most Android manufacturers do not, including stock Android. So that's the third one. And the fourth one, I can't remember now. Oh, Good Lock. Good Lock, I think, gives you the most superior version of Android out on the market. And that is that. What someone else would say iMessage is for iOS, Good Lock is for Samsung for me on Android. It's very hard to part with, and although every other phone manufacturer has some great things, it's hard to leave. So those are the four things, and I think that applies to the Flip 5. Saying all that, I am checking out the Moto Razr Plus right now, and I'm liking it. But most likely it will not stay with me, and I thought about what to do with it, right? And I thought one of the best things I could do is after I'm done using it, after I'm done having it, I would probably give it to my brother. And the really cool part about that, his birthday just passed, so I was like, hey, man, if you want this phone, you can have it after I'm done testing it and using it and do my review for it. And the coolest thing was he was like excited. He's had Samsung same as me for forever now. He tried OnePlus, it didn't work out. He wanted to go back to a Samsung. So when I told him it was a Moto, he was like, wait, like the old school Moto Razr? I'm like, yeah. He had like a nostalgia kick. Now we're 10 years apart, so he's in his 40s, and he thought that was really cool, very, very different, very unique. And that is kind of cool to know that, right? Like that. Like it depends on the person on what is really great and all that kind of stuff. And Moto has unique features like the chop for the flashlight and the swivel for the camera launch. When I showed him those on the Razr Plus, he thought that was really cool. So it does depend on the person, is what I just wanted to ultimately get to, and why, although I think Samsung has very unique features that might make you want to go with them, it depends on what you want, depends on what you're looking for, and honestly, Moto isn't a bad choice. The cameras are going to be the thing that I think will determine my final recommendation, and I'll give that in the upcoming video. So yeah, wait to check that out, but I'm currently testing it out. That video probably won't be out till next week, so a little bit more time. But they do have some good deals for Prime Day. The Moto Razr is going to be like, I think $100 off of its brand new pricing, so that's not bad at all. All right. Let's see. Watching your live stream, trying to figure out why I'm getting so emotional, then it hits me. Your episode of House Hunters where it began me adding the series to my Plex server, which my mom fell in love with the series Friday, and weeks since it's been gone. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Judging by the sentence, I'm so sorry if your mom is gone. I mean, I lost my dad 2 years. God, 2 years now. 2 years. So yeah, it sucks. Is it 2 or 3 now? 2.5 years. So yeah, so it sucks. Sorry that it's never gets easier, and yeah, sorry, man. Let's see. Some lighter news. What do you think of the Bloodline storyline so far? It's great. It's absolutely great, and I think for WWE to do it, I think the Jay pinning was the right decision, because although I don't believe he has a shot in hell of winning at SummerSlam, it leads to a little bit more possibility that he has a shot, even though he's not going to beat him. He's not. It's going to be Cody WrestleMania, as it should be. But yeah. Whoa, which question's loaded? Everybody drink. Well, that made my mind up. Lenovo StreamPad with case and keyboard, than the Tab S9 Ultra. Really close in specs. Don't you agree? It is really close. I am curious about that one. I might reach out to Lenovo to see if they will, if they would let me use that tablet, because man, that is a really cool tablet for sure. Uh, what do you mean Samsung is changing leadership? Uh, that's such a long story. The son of the old president was in a trial to go to jail for a while. Took him out of commission for a little bit, so the old leadership maintained everything that was really happening, because he couldn't be at the time. The charges are kind of done now at this point, and he's going to be fine. So now he's taking over officially. As of now, he's taken over. Basically, it happened, I want to say in May, I think is when he took over. But so all of these products are of the current older regime that had taken over while the old president had gone away. And yeah, that's the quick version of it. But yeah, so the leadership is was supposed to change a while back. It didn't, because of the legal issues. So now he's gonna go back in. So yeah. Let's see. No spamming, please. And then the Fire Nation attacked. Yes. I can't tell you how many times I use that line. For any Avatar Airbender fans out there, like, I've always, like, I don't know why I've always added that line. Like, it's such a perfect add-on line to whatever. Like, like, I was having a great day till the Fire Nation attacked. Like, I don't know why. It's just something I've always used. Hey man, love the show. Need a sound bar. Just saying. Oh, hey, it's a random generator with Gleam. It's a service that you can use for giveaways. I pay like $100 a year for it, just in case I do any giveaways. And yeah, it's a very cool, simple, easy service that I use for giveaways. It's completely random though, so I have no aspect of it. The only thing I can do is disqualify people if it's like anything malice, or in this case, if it was an international entry and I can't deliver to them. So yeah, I'm gonna hear. I hear there's gonna be a Metal Gear Solid coming out to the Switch. Which is better, physical or digital storage? Ooh, so each have their benefit. So the benefit of physical storage is simply this. You can, take it out and give it to someone. Someone can borrow it. You can, yeah, I mean, I would say that's the biggest thing. You can resell it after you're done with it too. Although the resale market isn't as good, something you have. However, digital is just, I like it so much more now. I really do. I hate, what is the game that I have on my Switch that I have to have a physical copy for? Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers and like I think 3 other games were the only ones I ever got physical copies for. Everything else it's been digital for me. And the reason why is I have 2 Switches at home. And the only downside to having bought all the games digitally is that the game can't be played at the same time, but they can both be on there. So, like, if my son's playing, Super Mario World, my daughter can't play it at the same time. But they couldn't do that with a physical copy anyway either. So, yeah, I definitely think digital is just the way to go. Let me know if anyone thinks different. If anyone is still a fan of physical and can say more than you can let someone borrow it and you can sell it after you're done with it and make some money back. Those are the 2 main benefits, I would say, to physical, but everything else now, digital, I just see as superior. Because it's not like, so, like, movies are different, actually. Movies, digital is more convenient, but a physical disc is going to look 100 times better than digital. It's just, as a society, we've kind of come to be like, we're okay with this. We're okay with this quality. It's not as good as the rest, but we're okay with it simply because of the fact that, you know, it gets us by and we're okay with it. So yeah, that is where I would say is that part of it. Yeah. All right. But yeah, in terms of Metal Gear Solid coming out, I have not heard about that going to the Switch unless it's the remake that is coming out on Metal Gear Snake Eater. I don't know if that's only a PlayStation exclusive or a PlayStation Xbox, but I'd be surprised if that's going to the Switch. Let's see what else. Thank you for being a huge fan of Android. Love you live video every week. Not an Apple fan. Hey, I understand, and thank you for always watching. I do appreciate it, Paul. Are you Can you enter more than once? I think you said. Well, you can enter multiple ways. So the one that gives you, like, I think I forgot what the denominations were, but I think you get 20 points. 20 points for Gryffindor. I think you get 20 points by being is the required one, which that is subscribing to my YouTube channel. However, I think you can get 4 more, and that is subscribing to Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook, I believe. Or is it just the 3? I don't know. But yeah, and those give you 5 more points each for a total of 40. So technically you can enter more ways, but you do only have you can't enter under different names, or else I'll boot. I'll see that. Yeah. The software literally that I use looks for that, so they give like warnings like, hey, this person's name has come up for multiple email accounts. So yeah. Let's see. Short version, also joke version, a new guy put behind bars because he got rid of the note line. He got rid of the note line. He had to go. Is Bixby phone answering as good as Pixel? I have never used Bixby's phone answering, so I do not know. Might have to try that out. Hey, Ricky, is Pixel Fold worth it for anybody, or is it too expensive? Thanks. Is it worth it for anybody? Yes. I think, for me, it is better than the Fold 4. I would say that. And I said that in my first impressions 24 hours later video. But the reason why is because the cameras are better. The cameras are better. And the things that I got with Samsung, I can get still with the Pixel Fold. Not the S Pen, but I never used the S Pen with the Fold 4, if I'm honest with myself, because I just hated carrying it around separately. It just wasn't worth it for me. So yeah, for me, not gonna say that it was something that that I would definitely like. Yeah, not gonna say something I would definitely say that. Is it worth it for people? Yeah. Is it specific niche? Absolutely. First of all, foldables themselves are specific niches. Like, can you spend $2,000 on a phone? That's definitely not a yes for a lot of people, nor should it be. So that's one thing, right? Like, all right, you can't spend $2,000. Now, out of all the phones you can buy for $2,000, an S23 Ultra that has a terabyte of storage, an iPhone Pro Max that has a terabyte of storage, a Fold 4, a Pixel Fold. Out of those phones, is the Pixel Fold the best one? Well, it gave me the combination that I wanted. And that combination was I wanted the S23 Ultra and the Galaxy Fold 4 combined. The Pixel Fold gives me a better camera quality for the main sensor, closer to the Ultra, not on par, but closer. And definitely the best zoom on a foldable out on the market, period. So those two things are good. The one thing I will say that I do agree with pretty much every reviewer, or at least I've had the same experience, and hoping a software update will fix it, but nothing has come out yet. The battery. The battery is just not as good as the Fold 4. The Fold 4 has a better battery. So hopefully that will be upgraded, but that's my thoughts on it right now. Oh yeah, I made a new Black Butler anime. Wasn't it the one on YouTube TechWife liked a while ago? Wait, what? Hit me up in the DM, Quiet Storm. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've seen that one. I don't remember my wife like. I mean, I can't remember the last time she's seen an anime. More of my daughter's on the anime kick right now. Even I haven't seen that many animes for a while. Favorite moment in Avatar: Last Airbender that you can think of at the moment. Iroh making up with Zuko multiple times actually in the Earth Nation under Ba Sing Se, and when the White Lotus camp. Both of those two are really good. The what was it? Let's see. There's a couple with Aang. Aang going to the Fire Nation school I thought was pretty cool. Ember Island. I mean, the finale was absolutely amazing. I liked it on all fronts. Sokka's sword, Sokka's sensei, I think it was called, that episode. There's more that I'm missing with Aang. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the ones I could think of off the top of my head, at least. What are your favorite ones? If anyone's watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, what are some of your favorite episodes? Those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. What are your thoughts on the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite? My thoughts are I haven't thought about it for a while. What is the current price, and how? I would think immediately when I think of this tablet, I think how does it compare to the Tab S7 FE? So right now, let's just go ahead and bring this on the screen. You can get this tablet for $279, $280, possibly refurbished, $224. So yeah, around that range. Okay. What does it have for that? Let's go ahead and see. So it does have an S Pen. I do believe this is a LCD, not an OLED. So that's one thing right off the top of my head. Let's see. I don't remember the specs of this one because it's been a while. Let's see. All right, Snapdragon 720. A little bit older, little bit older right there. Fairly light, 1.303 pounds. Only 4 gigs of RAM is depends on what you need it for, but that is light in today's market. Let's see, Tab S7 FE. So that one was $280, I think, normal price. This one is $429. So you're talking about $150 difference. $150 difference. But let's see what it gives you for that $150 difference. 12.4-inch display, so bigger display on there. And then I know it doesn't have 64 gigs of RAM. How much RAM does it have? Large screen, long-lasting battery, bigger battery too. Let me just see how much RAM it has. Okay, so this one has 4 gigs for the 64 gig model and 6 gigs for the 128 model. So for the 64 gig model, yeah, I guess I might recommend the Tab S6LT for, light for that much less, $150 less. But that's a little bit too much more. If they had a 128 gig model, this might work, but the 256 gig model is all that I see, and it's considerably more. So, I mean, this gives you a bigger battery, bigger display, but yeah, I don't know if that's worth it to everyone. But yeah, that's going to be what it gives you. All right. Hey, Rudy. Thank you for the super chat donation. See the help. Tales of Ba Sing Se. That is a great one. Oh, definitely Tales of Ba Sing Se for that song alone from Iroh. Oh, that song hits. Katara beating up her future step grandfather is always a win, and all of Toph's interactions and fights. Toph's debut, I would say for sure, is up there too. Katara beating up her future grandfather, or wait, step grandfather. I don't know Korra's story well enough to know who that is. Step grandfather beating up Zuko? Oh, no. Step grandfather. That's her Sifu. The guy who taught her. Yes, there you go. Yeah, that was good. Like going toe to toe with him was really good. And such a win for her. Do you know I always support Ricky even if I don't always join live. Thank you, Rudy. I always appreciate you joining when you can. Do you know if the Steam Deck can be connected to HDMI for streaming? Maybe good little gaming PC to pick up. Funny you should say that. That has become my son's now. So I got recently the Ally. Stuck. I got recently this ROG Ally, right? And I don't need 2 for the Steam Deck and that one. So I got a really durable case on there, very protective, plus a screen protector, and so I decided to make that one like my son's now, the Steam Deck. It still gets very hot though, so I'm looking into one of these attachable fans that'll cool it down better. So I'm looking into that right now. But I will say that that for Steam for the Steam Deck, it does have HDMI for sure. Like they make docks for it to have HDMI out. And it is a PC for the most part. My only thing would be, so you can definitely capture stuff coming off of it. Absolutely. So that would work. I would just really worry about how hot it would get and how long you could do it for, because I doubt you could do it for more than an hour because of just how. I mean, I would say the Steam Deck typically will last an hour to 2 hours depending on what you're playing. So yeah. Can you do a review for the ROG? If you did, link it. I've not done one for it, but I can. It was on my list to do. Unfortunately, yeah, the work responsibilities have definitely taken their toll on my time. So, like, I'm really trying to go towards, um, like stuff that I know you guys will like the Pixel stuff. You guys watched a lot. When I tried to do, the Samsung and the OnePlus, not so much. Well, actually, that's not true. The A54 did better than the OnePlus. But yeah, I definitely still have to do the Pixel tablet, do more on the Pixel Fold, and I plan to get to the ROG. I have I have like 3 Sony things I have to show you guys. So yeah, just need to get some more stuff for sure. I guess I'll wait for a cooler stand or some new version. So the rumor is that they're not going to do necessarily a new version of the Steam Deck for a long time, so that kind of it keeps getting this amazing support that it's gotten, which it really has gotten a lot of support. Amazingly so. Like if anyone but Valve did this, like if Epic did this, it wouldn't have got this much support. Like Valve was just in the perfect position because of Steam libraries that it was the perfect position for it. So yeah, and the thing I will say about the ROG, easier for emulation for games because the Steam library or the Steam store, you can't really get emulators that easily as you can for just Windows. So yeah. All right. And it is that time, guys. I do have to call it a night. But yeah, absolutely loved you guys on here as always. Thank you so much for checking out my videos. Again, if you haven't entered that giveaway, please enter it so I can make sure one of you guys that watches these videos all the way till the end on a weekly basis gets that soundbar and wins it. Nothing would make me happier. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will go ahead and call this a show, but more videos coming later this week, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy them. Thank you guys always so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.